Today, we're digging into a story that's being deliberately hidden from the world. Massive, nationwide protests sweeping across Iran. Now, with the country in a near total information blackout, how do we even know what's really going on? Well, we're about to break down the sparks, the key players, and the high-stakes information war right at the center of it all.
So the story really kicks off with silence. As the unrest got bigger, the Iranian authorities hit back by shutting down almost the entire internet. Even landlines have been cut. Look, this isn't just about stopping protests. It's a full-on information siege, designed to completely cut off an entire nation from the outside world.
With the country pretty much sealed off, there's this huge question just hanging in the air. What could possibly drive so many people to risk absolutely everything, knowing the world might not even be watching? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the flashpoint. Every big protest has that one thing that sets it off, right? In this case, it wasn't just one event, but a super fast escalation that basically lit a match on years of tension across the entire country.
It all started on December 28th in the capital, Tehran. The initial spark? People were furious about the economy, specifically the collapse of Iran's currency. But that anger, man, it spread like wildfire. In less than 2 weeks, we had verified protests in over 100 cities, and it morphed into this huge anti-government movement that led directly to the blackout we're seeing now.
And the regime's response has been, well, it's been severe. Beyond just shutting off the internet, human rights groups are reporting that over 2,200 people have been arrested. That number alone really gives you a sense of the scale of this crackdown.
So with the internet down, a totally different kind of battle is heating up. A battle for the story itself. What the Iranian government says is happening and what's leaking out in verified videos, well, they're two completely different realities.
This is the official line, and it's coming from the very top. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has completely dismissed the protesters. He's framing them not as citizens with real grievances, but as, and I quote, a bunch of vandals who are just acting as agents for the United States.
And this is where that information war becomes crystal clear. On one side, you have state TV running stories about rioters destroying holy sites, saying everything is calm. But on the other side, you have videos we've been able to verify showing a totally different scene. Buildings on fire and crowds raising the pre-1979 flag that's a symbol of the old monarchy and chanting for its return. We're looking at two completely different stories being told at the same time.
Now, to really understand what's at stake, we've got to look at the key people whose words and actions are shaping this whole crisis, both inside Iran and on the world stage.
You've basically got three central figures. First, there's Ayatollah Khamenei, who's trying to control the narrative from inside. Then you have U.S. President Donald Trump, warning of some serious consequences from the outside. And then there's Reza Pahlavi, the exiled son of the last king, who is actively encouraging people to keep protesting.
Now, that name, Reza Pahlavi, is absolutely central to this whole story. He's the son of the last Shah, who was overthrown way back in the 1979 revolution. For some of these protesters, he represents a past they're now openly calling for a return to. From his home in the U.S., he's become this incredibly powerful symbol for the opposition.
Okay, so we've looked at the what, but now we really need to understand the why. This explosion of anger didn't just come out of nowhere. It's been building up under the surface for years, thanks to a really complicated mix of pressures.
The crucial thing to get here is that this is a perfect storm of problems. First, you have these crippling international sanctions that are just wrecking the economy. Then you've got this massive public anger over corruption, this belief that a small group of elites are getting rich off the country's misery. And finally, all of this is happening at a time when Iran's power in the region seems to be getting weaker.
In this quote, it really says it all. It's from someone on the ground, someone who decided to join the protests for the very first time, and it just captures this huge shift in the mood. It feels like the fear is starting to fade, and the anger is so deep now that people are willing to speak out in the open, even with the incredible risks.
This new boldness brings up a really important question. I mean, we've been talking about verified videos and firsthand accounts this whole time, but if Iran is in a total information blackout, how do we even know any of this is happening? How is this story getting out at all? So this is basically the new front line of journalism in a crisis zone. News organizations like the BBC are banned from reporting inside Iran. So the whole story is being pieced together from this flood of videos sent by citizens on social media. Then teams of journalists do this painstaking work of verifying and geolocating every single clip, confirming exactly where and when it was filmed to build a true map of the unrest, piece by painful piece.
So in the end, we're left with this. You have a government trying to enforce total silence and push its own narrative. And you have a people risking everything to get their story out to the world, one shaky video at a time. The ultimate outcome in Iran might just depend on which of those stories ends up winning.